All right, so we're going. All right, hey, I'd like to start off the show by clearing my throat. Welcome to Culturally Canceled. This is a very fun episode for me. This one is the first time, I think it's the first time I've done just me and another person, right?
Kevin.
Oh, that's right. We had Lovitz.
Wow. I have to follow him?
Oh, Eric. How dare you? So on the show with me today, not only are we just by ourselves, he's the only one other than John Lovitz, but also one of my Canadian homeboys and the voice of five
characters, yeah.
5 characters in Looney Tunes. He's the new voice of all of them, and he's my first time meeting him actually, but we've known about each other for a little while, and we've sent each other. Well, he sent me clothing in the past. It was weird because it was his used underwear, but whatever. Clothing is clothing. Please welcome my new friend Eric Bauza is in the house with me tonight.
What's up, Russell?
Hey, see, he's that was a really good Stewie, is what he just
did. You know, when people see the footage, they'll be like, I can't believe you guys got the host of Masked Singer to be on the show.
They're like, man, Ken's gained a little bit of weight.
He has. Thank you for having me, man. You're not just the show, but in your home, and it's good to connect with a fellow Canadian. I'm homesick. I know. You've only been
I have
back.
some Canadian things in the house. I have ketchup chips if you want some.
I saw that, and not just on the counter, but the drawer. And
yeah. I think I might have a coffee crisp too. If you want.
I found the stash. You could find coffee crisp at the Chevron gas station at Hollywood Way, and it's like right by the
Burbank Airport.
Yeah, like 134. Yeah, it's like. I couldn't believe it. It was like
they have an all-Canadian stash in there?
Yeah, it's like Arrow.
Really?
Maltesers. They got the whole thing.
I got Maltesers upstairs if you want.
Really?
What gas station is this?
This is like
Eddie. What's this?
I'm telling you, I was like, as soon as I discovered that, I was like, I may never have to go home again.
Do they have Jersey milk?
No, they don't. I forgot about that one. That's
Jersey
a good
milk
one.
is good.
Jersey milk was just classic chocolate, right? It was
just like a Hershey bar.
But you see,
but Jersey milk was tasty. It was like something good about it.
I think Arrow would trump it though. That's me personally.
I do love Arrow, but Mirage is like a fat Arrow.
Oh, okay, Mirage. Now we're talking. I need that on a T-shirt.
Mirage.
That's a good one.
Remember the how much for the caramel secret? I'll give you $75 million for the caramel secret.
And then that was like, and then they would end the commercial on like someone just took a piece of it, and then the caramel would slowly be leaking out of the side.
When you look at it, it's just really very, very sexual.
Yeah,
it was like the cream pie of chocolates.
It's the last and the only thing you want in your mouth.
Yeah.
If you're talking Canadian delicacies.
And what was that other commercial where they
Coffee Crisp was those two like
wafers and they pour the chocolate over it?
Yeah. That was like, I thought I was getting away with something as a kid because I thought, well, I can't drink coffee. It had caffeine in it.
Oh, yeah.
There's Mirage up on the screen.
Now, what was that one commercial where they made it sound really sexual? Where they were like, and they're pouring the chocolate on in the commercial and they're talking really sensual, like,
Dove, maybe?
Picture this chocolate and then the fresh milk chocolate on top of it.
Was it Canadian?
It was Canadian. It was definitely Canadian.
Canadians and their sexual chocolate.
Sexual chocolate, ladies and gentlemen. Sexual chocolate.
It always comes back to coming to America.
And then there was the Toffee Fay. Is that a Canadian thing, or do you have Toffee Fay out here?
Toffee.
I thought it was Tofife.
Tofife?
Tofife.
Toffee Fay.
No, yeah. Courtney thought it was Toffee Fay.
It just seemed more fun.
You know,
have you had the Toffee Fay?
You say Toffee Fay. It's probably Toffee.
What is it? Toffee Fay?
Toffee Fay. That's what they said in the commercial. Toffee Fay.
Toffee Fay.
Because it's toffee inside.
Now,
clearly we didn't have the commercial because I didn't know how it's pronounced. So.
A lot of these are also available in. By the way, we're only going to be talking about chocolates from Canada for the next hour. But a lot of these are like British. There's Toffee Fay. Are they British? A lot of these?
It could be. A hazelnut and caramel with creamy nougat.
Because here's the big thing about Canada and England and the UK is like Smarties, right? Like we got
Oh yeah, we got
Smarties.
Smarties, and over here Smarties are rockets.
Are rockets. Exactly. That's the biggest, what separates us.
What you guys call Smarties, we call rockets, and what we call Smarties is chocolate. They're like M&M's, but better.
You know, those Canadians, they come here with the chocolate and they screw us all up. Smarties are rockets and rockets are Smarties. It's disgusting. You know, some of these guys are polite, but they're taking all the jobs. We got to build a wall around Canada with Putin, right? It's their favorite food. It's cheese, fries, and gravy.
It's
Putin.
true. It's
I
Russian
love it.
food.
Yeah. I could have Putin in my mouth all day.
Hello.
I love it. I love it.
How many voices do you do, Eric?
I don't know.
Are you one of those guys who just does them and go, oh, apparently I could do this one too?
Yes, I feel like that's the case, and I spend a lot of time watching like a lot of cartoons. That's where I had the Looney Tunes. If we're gonna go back to that, it's Saturday mornings on Global, the Bugs Bunny and Tweety show.
We're on Global?
Yeah, it was. They had an hour, and that's like basically, since if you're looking at the lineage of Looney Tunes, they were made in like 40s, 50s. So
That's why some of them. Hey, listen, we were talking about this. Some of them are so racist.
Oh, for sure.
Remember when the guy would like have the cigar that exploded, and he would look like a
Sure.
He was in blackface.
I
His
mean,
lips would be. It was like we didn't even occur to. It didn't even occur to us when we were kids. We're like, that's funny, and then you realize now you go, holy shit, that's so fucking racist.
I mean, they had an episode Bugs Bunny nips the nips.
Wow.
You know that that's a real cartoon. You can look
Wow.
it up.
Remember the
And
Africans with the stuff in their nose?
Oh yeah, they had the Africans with the bone in their nose,
This
and they were
was-
making a soup out of another human.
it was all propaganda.
Yeah,
And
now they got Bugs Bunny
nips the nips.
being flipped to the nips.
And now, Mel Blanc is rolling in his grave.
No, just kidding. I'm sure he's proud. But
When did Mel Blanc die?
89.
And so who filled in for the past 32 years before you?
The first guy, Jeff Bergman. He was actually Bugs in the movie Space Jam. I am Bugs for HBO Max's Looney Tunes cartoons.
You're not in Space Jam?
I'm in Space Jam as
Daffy Duck.
Elmer Fudd, be very, very quiet. I'm hunting that rabbit. Marvin the Martian, isn't that lovely Earth creature?
I used to love Marvin the Martian.
Foghorn Leghorn. You know that Russell Peters, son. Like a dirt road between two cornfields, nothing between the ears. That's a joke, son. That's a joke.
and then
Porky Pig.
I'm gonna Filipino now, Porky Lechon or Larry Lechon, we'll call him. Yeah, we're gonna switch it up.
Barry the Bobboy.
Barry the Bobboy. That sounds like a sex move in the
It
Philippines.
does. Let me bury my Bobboy in you.
But yeah, only 5 in that one. But I mean, 5.
Only 5 in that one.
I mean, look, we at some time I was doing scratch dialogue for all the characters, even Granny, just because they needed someone in there to act against LeBron. I was in the booth with LeBron at least 4 or 5 times.
Was he cool?
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Very, very tall.
Yeah, he should play basketball.
I think, or clean the gutters. He's so tall, man. Like we took a picture with him. I was saying earlier, we all looked like we were standing in potholes, like next to him. It was me and his kneecaps.
How was his acting? I never saw it, but
He was good. I mean,
I
like
knew you were going to say that, but everybody else said he sucked.
but at least with me in the booth, he was
My
really
niece and nephew said, "How?" I said, "How was Space Jam?" It was really good, but LeBron's a terrible actor. No. You know when a 9-year-old's calling you out for being a bad actor? I go, good news is he's a decent basketball player.
Yeah. At the very end of the day, at least he has that to fall back on. But if a 9-year-old, they say the brutal honesty about
Yeah,
it.
that's a thing. But I don't think really LeBron gives a shit either way. So
I mean, the guy between producing the film, being in the bubble during the pandemic, being
Listen,
a family man, he's got
nobody's ever going to dispute his drive. There's a reason he is where he is in life. It's because he's not me. He's not lazy.
sweeping the Raptors 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
We'll never forget that.
Did he sweep us? Yeah, but he never won that year, did he? Oh, wait, how many rings does he have now?
Depends on
4,
is,
no?
is it 3?
LeBron has 3.
Four.
4.
I think it's
LeBron has 4 rings?
Yeah.
Hey,
there
look
it
at
is.
that. Which one are you?
I
You look great in that red flowered shirt. Howard.
The one that looks like Short Round from Indiana Jones. Next to Indiana Jones. That's Spike Brandt.
What does Spike Brandt do?
He was the animation director. He worked on the original Space Jam, and now he's the animation director on the sequel 25 years later.
Was it the number one movie? It was, right?
It was at one point the number one movie, and to do that in a pandemic again is very hard to do.
On HBO at the same time.
Yeah,
Oh, did they do that?
yeah.
I don't understand that. I mean, I understand it, but I don't understand it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
Morally and for humanity, we understand it, but for the outcome of the movie's sake, regarding box office, that's. They and the numbers are hidden and they say there's a formula that's going to work out. I just don't see it. I don't see why they would do that.
yeah, I'm just used to movies like coming on pay-per-view, like at the tail end of them being in theaters.
Yeah, and they're already advertising its presence on home video and Blu-ray and all that stuff.
Blu-ray, the people still do that?
I still do it. I still like having that tangible thing.
I do like tangible things, but do we have a DVD player?
Yeah, in the theater room, there's a DVD and player.
Do we have a
there.
Blu-ray?
Are you still producing like content on like tangible, or is it all streaming now?
It's all streaming as far as I know. I mean,
I still own like all your original stuff, man.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. It's never
awesome.
going out of style at my house.
You're welcome.
well,
Yeah.
that's from my tangible days.
The tangible
I think I have
tangible
like
20s.
I think I have like a tangible copy of Notorious, the one that was the Netflix special.
Yeah.
I made a stack of them just for like promo,
Nice.
but
Oh, yeah,
we still
that's
have
how
them. I've seen them somewhere in the house. A
gotta be
stack
maybe-
of them.
Yeah, they're probably in one of these cabinets.
Yeah, we had a bunch of them. I'll give you one
Please.
because I don't think Netflix is streaming it anymore.
What?
Oh well, fuck my dreams, huh?
What? I heard that you're going to Abu Dhabi.
I am going to Abu Dhabi. Yeah.
And is that the first time?
No, I've been to Abu Dhabi many times.
I've never been. What's it like?
You should come. They might think you're a worker.
If I go, I might stay. Right? Like, I might not be able to get back.
have passport to leave. I'm just no. You're Filipino. You have to go back to work. No.
They have the Warner Brothers theme park there.
Do they?
Yes.
You should come.
I've done voices in rides that I may never get to try.
You should come to Abu Dhabi. You have money. You could get a ticket.
What? Etihad Airways, right? That's the.
We're gonna go. It's the Etihad Arena that I'm opening,
Okay.
and I wanted to fly Etihad on that flight, but I wanted to do They have these first class private suites.
Yeah, they're like insane.
Yeah, but
right?
they're not running them right now. And
Why?
I'm like, oh, come on,
Why
man.
wouldn't they?
I don't know. I guess it probably cost them a lot of money to run that plane.
Yeah, right.
So I'm going Emirates.
Okay.
It's not like I'm suffering. I'm still going. You know what I mean?
Say that doesn't sound too bad.
I'm still going Emirates first. You know what I mean? It's not like it's. I still get a suite and I still get a shower on board if I want. You know.
Well, safety wise, I'm still of the mind like being far from like the general population on a plane is probably a better idea than
Oh yeah.
being in the mix.
It's probably going to be just me in the first class anyway, which I
Flying
have
the
no
plane.
problem with. I'll just keep switching seats the whole flight.
What is the audience going to be like? I mean, like you did it.
Demographically speaking,
No. Volume wise.
Oh, they're only doing 3,000 seats, which is weird because it's in an arena.
right. That's
And
what
I'm
I
like, why don't we
figured.
just open it? And it's sold out. I'm like, just open it up.
They're having like, I mean, arena like basketball like games that have like.
I'm hoping they're
Tens of
not
them.
spread out because that will.
Oh my God. The laughs are going to be echoing in that place.
If you spread out 3,000 people in an 18,000 seat arena, you might as well be playing to yourself.
You're gonna hear things.
You're gonna hear, ha!
The one guy in the back coughing. Yeah.
Everyone else, what's he talking about? Who's he talking to?
The crowd work in a arena that big. How do you manage to do that? That's my favorite part of your every bit of your stand up is.
Well, I like to. So what I do is when I'm in an arena, I have two camera guys on stage, and they'll shoot the audience. They know basically the parameters of where I will speak to somebody.
Of
from.
course.
Because there's only so far I can go.
Right.
So they know
That's even lit because
yeah. So they know to scan like the first 2 to 3 rows, maximum 3,
Yeah.
and then and then they'll kind of figure out. They know these guys have been with me for a long time, so they know my moves. They'll be like, he's probably going to talk to that guy. Probably going to talk to that guy. I don't know till I get out there.
Right.
And then we all figure it out. And sometimes I'm like, hey, you, and they'll get the wrong guy. I go, what are you doing? That's not the guy I'm talking to. I said a black guy, and you shot a white woman. I mean, that's the wrong.
but that's even better, though, right? I mean, that's
I roll with it. So anything, Do you get to do lots of winging it on any of the voices?
Definitely, like on this one, there were like
which one?
On this podcast, no, on Space Jam, like I'm thinking about like something that I just did, and it was basically like, here's the script, but even when you're working on a film, it's like versus TV, as you know, in animation, like they need it yesterday on TV, but with film, it's like we got 2 years. So we'd be going back into the booth like for months working and hammering out scenes.
Right.
That they're like, this is funnier. There's always time to punch up. And then they will give you the opportunity to,
Here's do three on the page and do one that you like.
Right. Or and then Malcolm D. Lee, the director.
Malcolm directed this?
Malcolm D. Lee.
That son of a bitch.
You know Malcolm?
Yeah, I'm gonna text his ass.
What? Text him, call him right now. Malcolm D. Lee, the director of Space Jam: A New Legacy, was.
You knew that, Russell. I did not know that.
Yeah, he was always in the room, and if not in the room during the pandemic, I'd be recording in my Christopher walk-in closet, and send that to him.
Sending that to Malcolm right now.
And he would always crack up. As long as I was making Malcolm laugh, I knew I was doing my job right, because we're talking with a guy that's worked with Haddish, Hart, all the greats, Mr. Ben Schwartz, and
Malcolm's
Riggle.
a good dude.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a movie with Malcolm, but then I don't know what happened with that, but
okay,
it never came together. But then he keeps texting me like, we got to work together. I'm like, you're the one doing all the work. Why don't you put me in something? I'm like, what's wrong with you?
you should have been in Space Jam, man.
Yeah, he's Spike Lee's cousin.
No way.
You didn't know that?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, Spike Lee's cousin.
I did not know that.
And his mother is Jamaican.
Okay.
That's why he's
That's the power of
I've grown up in Toronto.
of the island folk.
Grew up in Toronto, we meet lots of Jamaicans.
Well, he's if he says he's going to put you in something, he's good to his word. I'm sure you guys.
It's been many years now. It's been
all right. Well, now
it's
we're
been
going to have
6 years, Malcolm. You fuck. What's wrong with you?
Barbershop 2 or something like that?
It was Barbershop 3 or 4, whatever it was. One of the barbershops.
Okay, so I didn't know that he was continuing that legacy. Of
He
that
did
franchise?
the last barbershop that they did, and and I was supposed to be in it, but then they gave it to a different Indian kid,
Wow.
which is fine. I mean,
Well, there he is.
there he is. They gave it to a younger, better-looking Indian kid, one that looked more Indian. I'm like, that's fair, whatever. I ended up doing Jungle Book instead, so it was fine.
That's why I only do voiceover, because they'll never give it to another Filipino guy.
They might, Joe Coy might take you around.
Joe Coy, man, another generous comedian. I haven't met him. I've been a fan of his work, and he sent me a bunch of gear and
did he?
Yeah, congratulations. And
Look at that, never sent me shit.
and how long have you guys have known each other?
15 years.
Holy smokes!
He opened for me. I took him on tour to Australia, him and Ahmed, matter of fact, and I just found the flyer I found a stack of the flyers for it when I was in the Vegas house.
Do you still keep like a lot of like memorabilia? I noticed a lot of artwork around.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's from 2008.
Holy crap,
Yeah.
dude! 2K8. What was happening in 2008?
I'll send it to Eddie so he can put it on the screen. Which phone do you want it to? Your iPhone?
iPhone. Yeah.
But I noticed a lot of artwork in your house, a lot of music memorabilia, and the ones and twos. Are
Yes,
you spinning lots?
I've been DJing since 85.
Dude, that's amazing, man. Starting from scratch.
Yes, Scratch and I have known each other since 89. We did a live to air together back in 90.
He's a huge Retro Kid supporter.
Yes, he is. As am I.
I know.
I'm
You've always
I'm wearing
been
your Mr. Dress Up right now. And
dude.
I like, so are you one of the owners of Retro Kid?
Yeah, I designed these shirts.
Oh, really?
I designed it. So before I went into animation, I was an animator. I was like working in a few studios like in and around Hollywood, just drawing. And then someone said, they'll give you money to read into a microphone. So I was like kind of moonlighting between drawing during like my shifts, and then I would go to like Nickelodeon and audition for stuff, and then drive back to the animation house and draw.
I didn't know. How long have you been in LA?
About 20 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you came out here way early then.
Yeah. Again, like 1999 was like the college internship. I was at Centennial.
Centennial College. I performed there.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. Which
Performed
one?
at Centennial.
Yeah, Centennial College. Which one in Oshawa? No.
Mine was my campus was the one by Pape and Mortimer by the Danforth.
I think I did that one. I did all of them.
Yeah, there was like an auditorium.
They
there.
would have like the Nooner show. It was the Nooner show. Nooner. It was the Looney show. It was like cost you $1 to get in.
Really? Oh, sure, for sure.
Yeah, and I would be doing those shows back in the back in the day. I actually have a flyer from one of them I posted up in my house in Vegas. It's a 99-cent Looney Tuesday. It was Looney Tuesdays or something like that.
Not Looney Tuesdays.
No,
for,
Looney Tuesdays
for KFC. That was
Yeah.
the big deal back then.
And it was like I don't know, one of those fucking colleges like Newnham or something.
You broke the mold, man. You were like nothing anyone like my family. We would anytime you had a special on TV, we would always like tape it on VHS because that's all you could do back then. And we would just watch the shit out of your specials, man.
Well, the first two were kind of bad. No, the first one was really good. One in '95.
Yeah, that's the CBC.
I was very green then. I'd only been doing stand up 6 years.
Really? 6 years?
Yeah,
But 6 years.
In '95, it was 6 years. But
And I mean, you're the kind of comic, and I mean, I mean, people know stand-up comedy, but I mean, like, that just go out when there's no special, no Netflix, just go out to a bar, maybe that has 5 or 10 people, and just still tells jokes like you're
Still
telling
do
it to an audience.
You got to do it. That's really the hustle. It's 32 years, so.
You know who tried to get me to do stand-up was Harlan Williams.
Really?
He's like, hey, you're a Canadian fella. Hey there, buddy. You do voices.
Hey, Beckers, why don't you do it?
Hey, who wants a hot corned beef sandwich? He was hot corned beef.
You know, we always text each other. I'll show you random Canadian things.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Do you ever send him stuff?
Every now and then we will.
Oh shit! You know who wants something? Bonnie McFarlane wants a bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Do you know Bonnie McFarlane?
Yeah. We were on Ian Baggs' podcast at one point.
Yeah,
Bonnie.
She saw me with one of my. Which one was it?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh my god, where'd you get that?" I go, "It's Canadian coming. I'll get them to send you some stuff."
Yeah. I'll have to hit her up then. I'll tell her I was on your show, and we always hook up the Canadians with our Canadian garb. We're working on a YTV campaign.
Oh, really?
Might have some Breaker High hoodies, and I hate to take a page out of Drake's book. He showed up to a Raptors game in a Breaker High hoodie.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are you getting it from?
I don't know. I'm sure he had his made. I mean, he has a clothing company. I'm sure you've all heard of it.
This is one of our
You and Harlan.
Basically, they're literally. It was like, holy grape crush, he texted me. Then he saw this painting of a Max Milk.
Oh, yeah?
And he was like, I was going to buy you this at an art show in Whistler, but then decided you deserve Beckers. I mean, better.
He's so good, man. And it's like the kind of person that you can watch 2 sets back to back, same jokes.
Oh my God, he's so funny.
But it's different every time. And
He's
it's
so funny.
And that's the guy, again, the guy that he was like, you got to get up there on stage and make people
Also
laugh.
the nicest guy, too.
What
He's a
is,
great
again,
guy.
generous. I'm like, who's this? So he put me up on a stage at the Long Beach Laugh Factory, and I was
When
just
was this?
terrified. It was him and Adam Ray.
How long ago?
And this was like years and years and years and years and years ago. And I was trying for a little bit, but I was like, I can't do it. I don't wake up thinking of the rest of the joke. I wake up thinking, can I do that voice? And that's what
all you
kept
got to
me.
do is the voice, and that's all it needs.
Look at you guys,
Look
man.
at me and Harley. Look at that. Harlan out-chinned me in that photo.
Yeah.
That is an ugly photo of both of us. That is like a fucking caricature photo. What the fuck is
guys
going
are
on? Why
so-
does my face look 70?
You guys are so close together in proximity, but there it is.
Is that Norman Jewison?
Oh my God.
It is.
He came to our college once to talk about some
That was that thing they had.
the hurricane.
Yeah, that was the one where me and Alan Thicke and Nia Vardalos
Yes.
were there.
That's the Canadian Mount Rushmore right there.
Who's that woman?
I don't know.
That might be.
That might be-
George's wife. Maybe.
His wife.
Interesting fact about Norman. Oh, yeah. Lynn St. David, Jewison. Yeah.
What is the interesting fact about Norman?
He's not Jewish.
What?
He's not.
What's with that last name?
I know, even like Norman, never mind Jewison. I mean, I go, you Jewish? He goes, no. I go, what? With a name like Jewison, you're Jewy son. He's like, no, not Jewish. I'm like, what the fuck? Your name's Norman.
He's been living a lie this whole time. Well, he's been getting away with it.
He wanted to remake that movie, The Russians Are Coming, remember? And he wanted me to do it. And he wanted me to learn Russian. Or either wanted me to learn Russian or Arabic, one or the other.
It was Arabic. Yeah.
He wanted me to learn Arabic for the role. I'm like, how am I going to learn an entire language for the role?
I mean,
I could figure it out.
I was gonna say I wouldn't sell yourself short. You're
Wow, I looked
good.
horrible that day.
No, look at
That's
that. Nice
fine.
man. You look good.
What-
I've always
what is
had
that?
good jackets, man. Where do you get your? Who's your stylist?
I got you. You need some?
You got me the gear, the Russell, the
I mean,
Toronto
it was the
Russell.
only gear I could give you. I mean, you've sent me so much stuff.
And there's more coming, man.
I want the Nob Hill Farms stuff. Is that out yet?
It is.
I haven't got that yet. I loved Nob Hill Farms.
We've been working with the guy who runs Retro Ontario, and that guy's been like in the Canadian pop culture nostalgia game for a while because he used to work at City TV. So
Really?
he
I used to work at City TV.
So really?
Yeah,
Doing
I
what?
94. I used to work on lunch television.
Okay, so you were always like in entertainment, in production, behind the scenes, and
I just wanted to, like, 94, I'd been doing stand-up 5 years. I was never on TV, and I ended up becoming like a one of those people that don't get paid? Not a volunteer.
intern or
an
whatever?
intern. I was an intern. And
Sure.
yeah, I would have to take down the breakfast television set, then put up the lunch television set. And then to make money, I would work on Electric Circus as a cable puller.
oh my god, EC,
$10
Monica
an hour.
Diol.
Yeah, $10 an hour. I was like, yo, I'm making bank.
I don't know.
$10 an hour.
Pulling cable like at a dance club every Friday night.
I would be the guy across the street. When they did the shot from Queen
Yeah,
Street
yeah,
into the building,
yeah.
I would be on the camera guy outside holding the cable.
That was you?
That was me. And I think I have, I probably do have it somewhere, but I have videotape when they would do the wide shot and you would see the camera and I'm like, that's me. Look, I'm on TV.
Were you holding the camera?
No, I was just holding the cable. Behind the cameraman.
Dude, cable puller is still an essential part of production.
I think now, then they have it like down to a science, like the cable's on the guy's hip now and it's
Yeah.
on an elastic or something.
No, it's all high tech.
Yeah, it's all Bluetooth now.
But not in Canada. In Canada,
No.
they still got it. They still got it back. The caveman era of production.
Let's talk about shirts we should do, like other
All right. Okay. So
beachcombers.
Beachcombers has been definitely tossed around. The CBC, so Canadian Broadcast Corporation. I wanted to do some David Suzuki stuff. I wanted the
I love David.
David Suzuki, man.
Such a cool guy.
Legend. I wanted to do like the glasses, the mustache, and like the big hair.
Yeah.
But not as fit, just like the simplistic art. We were gonna do. There's just so much stuff. Max Milk.
Oh, I was going to ask you about Max Milk today.
I wanted the cat, but there's an old school cat. There's
I
like
remember that one too. Max
like-
Milk, Eddie, MAC.
so these are like convenience stores in and around Canada. If there's listeners that don't understand what we're talking about, but I'm sure there's gonna
Remember
be
Juggo Milk?
There's Jug City.
There was Jug City.
We did Jug City, and that was like our least popular shirt to sell.
Yeah, well, women might have bought, with big boobs might have bought it.
That was like the Canadian.
City over here. Hey, fellas. Hey, Jugsy.
It was the Canadian Hooters of convenience stores, if that makes any sense.
What about Food City? Can you do a Food City?
Food City and Towers? That would be a big
Towers, Miracle Boku,
one. Yeah, wait.
Miracle Mart.
Miracle Mart.
But before that, it was Miracle Boku.
What? Miracle Boku. I don't know that one.
That was like 70s.
Consumers Distributing.
Consumers distributing,
For sure. But that would be the most boring shirt. But I
No,
kept,
but it wouldn't, because the logo is actually really dope. It looks really good. It looks very disco-y.
What about Hakeem Optical?
I think that's still around
Do you
though.
think people would wear a shirt
No,
with
not
glasses on it?
With Hakeem Optical.
Cedar Bray 8. That was the
Cedar Bray 8.
it was
Famous
next-
players. Do a famous players one.
Famous Players would be sick.
That would be dope. Famous players.
Yeah,
With
even
the
just the name Famous Players too would be good. But Ontario Place we were trying to get, but they wouldn't let us do like the flower,
dome?
the
Oh,
fleur de
the
lis or
trillium?
whatever. Yeah. Oh look, there's Jug
I'm
City
still
right
on
now.
the Jug City.
We may have leftovers if in case anyone wants a Jug City shirt.
Wow.
I want a Jug City shirt.
It was pretty dope.
Oh,
Look at that.
There I am.
more
There
than
when I used to own a Jug City.
Why does it look like it's a mugshot for that
That's
poor
from
gentleman?
Mug City, actually.
Oh my god.
Even at my store.
What is happening in this photo, I wonder? More than milk. That's
100th customer just won a prize.
100th customer.
Who counted?
We only do things in the hundreds in Ontario. Not
Somebody had
thousands.
to count how many customers came in to figure that answer out.
But I love those jeans, those acid wash jeans.
This was just last year, I believe.
The fashion back
This
then.
can't be that long ago, in all fairness.
Can't tell.
I don't know. But I'm thinking we have a lot more to cover as far as like Canadian nostalgia. And that's what we wanted was that how are we going to stand out in a sea of people selling shirts all the time? And we thought Canadian pop culture.
You brought back the City TV stuff, right?
We did. Very limited because
I never got any of that either.
I'm so sorry, Russell.
What's your partner's name out there?
Steve.
Steve, yeah, he hooks me up.
He was the one that was like very adamant. He's like, we got to start. So you, Cardinal,
Scratch.
Scratch. I got Eric McCormick on the West Coast.
I saw him wear. What was he wearing?
He had a Casey and Finnegan shirt.
Yes.
So yeah, I would design these things, and a lot of the stuff we're wearing, or you could see, especially Mr. Dress Up, nothing was ever preserved digitally. So I would have to freeze frame YouTube
and then redraw it.
and then clean it in Illustrator, or have one of our production artists kind of like, I would lay it out and then they would recreate it digitally. So then CBC would walk away with like all these digital assets now that they could reproduce into whatever they
The
want.
CBC hoodie is actually one of my favorites.
It is our best seller.
The color is so perfect.
Yeah.
And then the logo is nice and raised. It's like nice.
I want to get into doing hats for Canadian,
Hats are tricky for me. Like
But,
the
I
hat
mean-
you're wearing, I can't wear.
But you got one on now, and that's
I know, but it's got to be like when I wear a ball cap, it's got to be one of those flex fit ones.
okay, like a full back.
Yeah, full back and flex fit because I need the curve.
Because you're hip hop man, you got to be able to.
I know, but I can't rock the flat brim. It sucks because I would love to.
this was an experiment. Trust me.
No, it works well on you.
I'm worried.
You look like a b-boy though.
yeah, a bob boy, a
bob-boy.
b-boy.
A Bauza boy. We got to do some of these. What was that other show? Masterminds?
Yeah, dude, masterminds, bumper stumpers.
Bumper Stumpers?
The classic one was Definition, right? That was Dream Warriors. Remember that song?
Yeah,
My
and then,
Definition. Then, of course, Austin Powers made it.
Austin Powers used it too, yeah.
Another Scarborough kid.
Was that Quincy Jones who did that?
Yes.
That's crazy, right?
That is the weirdest, like, hidden fact that, of course, only someone like Mike Myers would bring to the surface, was that Quincy Jones composed that song. Soul Bossa Nova, which was the name.
Yeah.
The beginning of Austin Power, that song, for whatever reason.
Yeah, that was a Canadian game show theme show.
Oh, there's Mastermind Toys, but I...
No. No, not Mastermind Toys, Eddie. It was Mastermind. It was a game show in Canada.
Mastermind, definition. You said just like mom at the beginning of this.
Just like mom was a good one.
That's the weirdest.
My brother was on Uncle Bobby.
What?
Do you remember Uncle Bobby?
He used to drive. So I went to elementary school in Scarborough at the very beginning, St. Maria Goretti, by Kennedy Station.
Yeah.
And I believe Uncle Bobby used to be a bus driver. He used to drive like a school bus.
Really?
Yeah. The Uncle Bobby show.
Yeah, I remember my brother was one of the what they called the fun time kids or something like that.
What? So he was like in the audience. He was one of the kids.
And like on the floor. The kid sitting on the floor in front of him.
So
Remember? And then Bimbo would drop down. Bimbo, Bimbo, where did your mommy go? Bimbo, Bimbo. Bimbo, Bimbo, where did your mommy go? Wait a minute. What the fuck?
There was some hidden shit on that. See, there's Retro Ontario.
Yeah,
but
Bimbo the Clown.
wow. So who do you think? Where was that broadcast?
That was shot in like Kitchener or something.
My God. There he is.
Yeah, there's Uncle Bobby.
Damn.
And there's oh man.
Yeah, there's some weird
Yeah,
shit.
my brother was on that in like the late 60s or early 70s or something.
So you are you could just be the Retro Kid spokesperson then.
I would do it in a
because-
heartbeat, kid.
Well, we should do a Russell collection.
You can.
Like
We
a
can do that.
specific
I'm down with
Russell
that.
collection. Because I mean, there's no greater ambassador to the nation of Canada than you.
Well,
Seriously.
Drake, really.
I mean,
Drake. In all fairness,
who's that? Yeah, Drake.
in all fairness, Drake, and then The Weeknd and Bieber and
Anne Murray, Celine
Murray.
Dion.
I'm friends. You know, I gotta. Anne will kill me if I'm gonna tell the story anyway. Sorry, Anne.
What?
But I won't post it, Anne. Don't worry. No.
This is just for us.
I'll talk about it, but I won't show the picture.
Okay.
When I hosted the Junos in 2007 or 8.
Yeah.
The first time, it was in Calgary, and in between one of the things, I had to dress up like a cowboy. So they put on a full cowboy outfit on me, the Wrangler jeans, cowboy hat,
Was
scarf.
this a bit that you
Yeah, it was
wrote?
because we were in Calgary. I walked out to introduce the next
Sure.
thing, and I dressed like a cowboy. And they put socks in my crotch to make it look really big.
Oh, God.
And I got a picture of me and Anne Murray, and she's holding my crotch.
What?
Because of the socks. She's not actually touching my penis. She's just touching the socks. But
She knew that it was all.
yeah, I have that picture. And she was like, don't ever fucking post this. And I was like, I won't post it. I've never posted it. I'm a man of my word, Anne. I love you too much.
Try it.
We
though.
won't post it, but we'll definitely print it on 1,000.
I'm going to show it to him
t-shirts.
off camera, though, just for the record.
Try it.
Well, that is like a blessing from the Pope, getting crotch touched by Anne Murray.
Yeah, I
in
love
Canada.
Anne Murray. She's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool
Well,
lady.
she's a rock star, man.
She is. And she has all those songs that you forget she had.
Snowbird, right?
Oh, yeah.
That was the one. for me.
Snowbird, there's a bunch of them.
But I can't believe that happened to you. Now I'm gonna go hunting for that footage.
I wonder if that was the time right there, because I think that's where she's wearing the red jacket. I think that might be it around that time.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, oh man. Well, dude, I'm gonna have to get Steve on the line and
Yeah, we text each other. We DM each other. And I was get excited when I get my little retro. The thing with me is whenever I get things sent to me, I never post them on my Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. I think it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't want people to know where I got this from.
right. You want to keep it a hidden
I want to
secret.
keep it a secret. And I also don't want to people go, hey, man, can they hook me up too?
Right. Well, nowadays, we're just huge fans of yours, and we wanted you to have some stuff that we knew you would enjoy. And not everyone's gonna get the stuff that I mean.
Have you sent LeVar Burton the Reading Rainbow stuff?
No, and I don't
friends
know.
with him.
Oh, I don't know if it's a sensitive subject with him and Reading
No,
Rainbow.
he's pretty cool about it.
Is he?
He's actually a really, really good guy.
I would guess no less.
I'm
but
gonna get his address and get it for you, so you
Okay.
can send him some stuff.
if he's cool, we never really tried, and again, we're so small potatoes, grassroots stuff. We literally just no publicists, just reach out to the people ourselves.
Yeah,
and,
no, it's great.
but
I'm a big fan of it, though.
I wasn't sure if it was a sensitive subject with him or not.
I don't think it is.
Because when we were making those shirts, there were and all of the garb, even this is like
I never got that either. Never got the Toon Squad stuff.
I'm so sorry, man. I should have come with gifts. But
You did. You came with 2 stuffed animals for my daughter. You came
was-
with a Daffy and a Bugs.
That was specifically for them. And I know the viewers are like, when's he going to do voices? You have this guy And you know, Daffy is just Richard Dreyfuss with a lisp, that voice.
That's going to make sense.
You know,
yeah.
we're not going to line up to be a hot meal for some shark, okay? We're dealing with a perfect eating machine, Mr. Vaughn.
Was there one they asked you to do that you couldn't do?
Again, we were talking about this earlier
Like
about
you say, hey, Eric, can you do this? And you go, I think so. And you try and you go, oh, it sounds nothing like it. Because
I know
everybody
there's
makes
some.
fun of me because my default for any impression is Lovitz. Literally, everybody go do this, and I'll go do it, and they go, that's Lovitz. I go, okay, let me try it again. That's still Lovitz.
That's still Lovitz, because Lovitz is so like, you know, he's one of those voices you just fall into. And
Russell, do Kim Jong Un. That's Lovitz. That's Lovitz again. All right, people of North Korea.
Yeah, can you imagine if that's how he talked? Like, that would be amazing.
I haven't shit in 10 years.
You're all under my control. Tonight,
Yeah, I mean, it's and I saw him at the Lovitz Comedy Club back at
Oh, and
Universal.
I've done that. I did that place back in the day.
That was the place, man. Hula themed,
Yeah, it was a very weird thing.
Hawaiian themed. But yeah, voices. It's like sometimes I'll sit there and try to nail something, get things down. But it's like with Daffy, it was always Bugs, right? Everyone
Right.
wants to do Bugs.
That was your first?
at home, like
Yeah, we're at home. That's
you
where
know,
it counts.
Yeah, when you're sitting there going,
can I do this voice? Like, what is it about Bugs Bunny that everyone loves?
and it's the hardest kind of voice to
Does he
replicate.
realize he's from New York?
New York, the nasal, the Brooklyn Bronx thing, but I never thought Daffy was something I could do until you're asked to audition for it, and then you sit down and you try to peel back the voice. Because Daffy, when Mel Blanc was doing the voice, he was actually doing Sylvester. Nobody knows this, but he was doing Sylvester
With a different pitch.
and they would pitch it up like how they, I guess, used to do it, or still kind of do it with Trey Parker on South Park. When he's doing Cartman, he's not doing
That high pitched thing.
he's kind of doing this kind of deep kid voice thing, and they pitch it up, and for whatever reason, it turns into Cartman.
Oh.
So that's how Daffy's done. He's actually doing Sylvester's voice, but then they raise it. But when I'm doing it, it's like a self-pitched voice. Like how when you do Lovitz, it's a
Son of a pitch.
son of a pitch.
I think I was never. I used to try doing voices, but
Well, here's the thing. There's impressions and there's voices. You do tons of voices in your act.
yes.
It-
But
when-
none of, the shit thing is that none of them are famous. Like none of the people so like here's my impression of
Okay.
it. It's like here's my next door neighbor.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think that's what kind of irked me about stand up was I think Harlan was always do the voice, the impression. And when I got up there, I just wanted to do jokes or material because I didn't want to feel like I was on a crutch.
No, but that's how you got to do it.
I mean,
You need the safety net.
for sure. But and people that have turned it into mega careers, like someone like Jay Farrell,
Yes.
who's insanely talented and.
Jamie Foxx does really good impressions.
Oh my God. I mean, he got an Oscar for it.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them now.
But yeah, I mean, I stand up will always be a spectator sport for me. And it's always just going to be, strictly voiceover. And I'm happy with that.
What about your own cartoons that you want to do?
That is something
I still call them
that,
cartoons. Is that bad?
No. That is definitely.
People go animation. I go, it's a fucking cartoon.
I mean, animation in the industry, but cartoons are cartoons. I definitely have like a handful of ideas that I want to pitch, to Adult Swim in that arena.
Can I be a voice on some of them?
You could be all of it, whatever you want, Russell.
I'm voicing something right now for HBO Max.
Oh, is that right?
Velma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I play her dad on it.
Really?
Yeah, but my voice is my voice on it.
Okay.
It's not like it's not like I switched it up. I'm like, hey, listen. I'm just literally me. I'm just literally doing my voice,
But you have,
and it's so easy to do.
right.
Like
But
you go in when they're like, we need you for an hour and knock it out in 15 minutes.
some people have difficulty with that. Some people have, like me. I sometimes have difficulty with my own voice, so I'm like, that's why I do voices. Like the sky.
Yeah, sometimes you don't like the way you sound.
right.
Like I don't like the way I sound when I hear it back. I'm like, oh.
When they approached you with the role, did you want to do like more charactery stuff, or did you want to do something they just wanted something straight?
Yeah, they wanted it straight. And I was like, really? I thought they would want an Indian accent or something. And they were like, no, because Mindy Kaling is Velma.
They switched the nationality of Velma, right? Like
Yeah,
she's no
she's
longer
Indian now, I
Caucasian.
think.
Yeah, and I love the argument there. She's like, yeah, what are you talking about? There are nerdy Indians out there.
Yeah, what are there? No shit.
Yeah, that's a given. But I love that character change, and I feel like, we're living in this age and world now where it's like, yeah, like, why not? Why not have the variety, and why not have it speak to, such a huge part of your audience? There are probably people long before they made the switch that were of the Indian background and culture that love Scooby-Doo.
Oh yeah, I used to do Scooby-Doo in my act back in the day.
Oh really?
They were.
Can you do an impression of it?
Yeah, this was early. Excuse me. This was early in my career. Mm-hmm. I used to do a joke about going to India and watching morning cartoons. Mm-hmm. And I said they would have, they had Scooby-Dooed. And it was like, the weeks shaking there.
That's really good, dude. Like, I bet you could do like a shit ton of cartoon impressions and you didn't even know.
I used to do Gazoo. Mm-hmm. Hello, dum-dum.
Yes.
Oh, God, Fred. You know.
Hey there, Gazoo. How's it going?
Yeah. Hello, dum-dum.
Yeah.
And then I used to do, like, when there was a big dopey guy in the audience, usually, when there's, like, say, it happened in Oklahoma, remember, Eddie? There was a big Indian guy in the front row, big dopey looking guy. And I go, you remind me of that Robin Hood Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Oh, yeah.
And I kept looking at him going, don't you worry, never fear.
Yeah.
Robin Hood will soon be here.
That was the best. And they drew him with those big lips.
Yeah. I did not know this was my friend Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been seeing that throughout the entire picture. He's never arrived.
Yeah. Dude, that was like me and my brother's favorite cartoon. The Robin Hood one and the two hillbillies, hillbilly hair.
Which ones were the hillbillies?
It was
Promenade across the floor, sashay right on out the door, and into the glade, and everybody promenade. Like
I remember that, yeah. And then they would do their little do-si-do.
They would beat the shit out of each other because they would be following what Bugs Bunny was saying. So
Yes.
like they would take sticks and that was the whole shtick. But those are like two of the most memorable like.
Your brother
cartoons.
did it too?
No, my brother was mainly he was like we grew up laughing and cutting jokes. And,
Who's older?
He's 6 years older than me.
Yeah,
Alan.
my brother's 6 years older than me.
No way.
And he's my manager.
What?
My other manager, Paulie's here. He's also my manager.
Yes. You always have to have someone in the family keeping an eye out for sure. I'm sure he would be my manager, but he's too busy working for Bell. So,
Which part of Bell?
He's on the floor. He's making sure everyone can hear each other.
Oh, Bell Mobility.
Bell Mobile, all the whole like internet and all that stuff. He's more of a technical savvy guy.
Yeah, my brother's a brains guy.
So he's in the business of Hollywood though. He's
Yeah, but my brother knows how to like
negotiate.
He definitely knows how to negotiate, and he definitely knows how to think a little bit more strategically than I do.
Well, that's good. You're busy being creative, and there's no time for you to spend any of your brain cells thinking of like the T's being crossed.
Yeah, because then you think about these guys that are doing all these other things. You're like, somebody has to be guiding them, and I'm like, how do you get one of these guides? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Somebody goes, you should do this, this, and this, and put your money in that. And you're like, oh, great. And then you see them getting richer and richer. And I'm like, what the fuck is nobody helping me?
Yeah, my manager is my best friend's mom, Judy. It was she's my momager, I like to call her, because like, no one would step up and she was like, yeah, well this kid clearly has something in animation. So
Yeah, because what's funny is I was playing people the animated GIF you sent me with the voice of Bugs on it.
Oh, really?
I play everybody, and everybody goes, holy shit. I go, well, he's the voice. He's not doing an impression of it. He's the voice. He sounds great.
It's still, I'll always just be the seventh guy to voice Bugs Bunny. It'll always be Mel. But,
Seventh?
Yeah.
Wow.
Seventh
Mel was
or-
number one?
Numero uno. He was the
How
only
many voices
guy.
did Mel Blanc do?
Oh my God. Arguably, I mean, they say he's the man of 1,000 voices. I think.
You never met him, though?
I never met him.
No, he died before you could meet him.
89. I was born in 79. I could have met him, but I was not out here in Hollywood.
That's wild.
That was the guy.
What's he doing? Probably twiggling his ear to make it a voice crack. He did
knows?
Speedy Gonzalez, Eddie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andale, epa, ipa.
It was the guy, but now Gabriel Iglesias doing Speedy.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's the weird thing to me now. Not weird in that way, but they're like, oh no, this person has to do the voice because they are that people. I'm like, you're missing the point here. This is animation. This is not real life.
Well, here's the thing, and this is the argument now, and what I always go back to is just, voiceover was always the thing that it didn't matter what you looked like. It was just if you could do the voice, if you could pull off the acting. And of course, if it's cultural appropriation, then it's a no. It's bad. If
Well, that's what they say.
if you're yeah, true. Now today, but I feel like now that they're kind of shining a light on it, it's good for equality and people that probably didn't have a chance at voicing a character.
Which I get.
Yeah,
But sometimes
but you're still on the air of comedy side. If it's
I'm on the what works.
yeah, and I would like to get back to a place where that is still, if it's funny, it's funny, and if you're
Because eventually we're gonna get to a place where like Eric, you can't do bugs anymore because
you're not a rabbit.
you're not a bunny. Yeah, you're not a rabbit.
But I eat a lot of carrots, Doc. That's the secret.
But yeah, no, it's like it's
My
tough,
favorite line
man.
was I should have made a left in Albuquerque.
Yeah, I took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah, that's what it was. That was
Should
my
have taken
favorite.
a left at Albuquerque.
Because as a kid, I was like, "What's Albuquerque?" It sounds funny.
He goes,
Say, this don't look like the Coachella Valley to me.
Coachella, Boy Bank, Cucamonga. That's the other one.
Do you do Foghorn?
Yeah, I say fog. I did it at the beginning, Russell. Pay attention, son.
Sorry,
that's,
kid.
That's okay. I don't want your neighbors to get scared. Sounds like a Trump supporter.
It is. Foghorn is definitely a Trump supporter.
Definitely.
Southern fried.
You like my MAGA hat?
Yeah, I ain't wearing no mask.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about Corona. I'm worried about bird flu.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like looking at that roster there, it's pretty insane to see how many he's done.
Where was he from? He was from New York, right?
I've also done Dino's voice on Flintstones.
Oh, that's dope. Have you done it on Flintstones?
Yeah.
There's a reboot?
They did like one called Yabba Dabba Dinos where it was more about the kids, but that's all I did. I was go to the booth for 4 hours and just bark, and that was it. That was my job.
That's the part I like least. Is when they make you do the random noises.
Oh yeah.
Like I'll be done early, and they're like, "Do we need any sounds? Yeah, can you laugh? Can you cry? Can you cough? Can you bark? Can you sneeze? Can you?"
Have you done any video games?
No, that's where the money is, isn't it?
Here's the thing: no residuals in video games, and it's probably the most taxing you could do because I'm sure you guys play. If you're sitting there playing a game, someone gets hurt or stabbed, they get thrown off a chair, they get thrown off a balcony, they get thrown off a building, and each specific noise has to be done from scratch.
Oh yeah.
So they go, you get punched in the face. You get stabbed in the side. You go, ah! You have to do all those noises.
And they want them like some people want them fucking 10 times in a row.
10 times in a row, and then the intensity. So you walk out of there
You're exhausted.
with it's like my version of going to the gym. It's like but with no residuals and a sore throat at the end of it.
Yes, I've had that happen at the end of a voicing session. Remember I did those weird ones, Paulie? Those other ones? Oh yeah. What was it? Giant Robot? Is that what it's called? No. And Bella Thorne was on one of them with me. I only did it because Bella Thorne was going to be doing it, and then I didn't realize you don't meet these people when you're doing it.
Oh no, they like shove you in a broom closet by yourself.
Oh, Ribbit! I forgot about Ribbit. I played 2 things on that, right?
No, you were the bat, remember?
Yeah, but I also played. Oh, wasn't the Bat like a Deepak Chopra type of guy? Yeah.
Was this a video game?
No, it was a animation project. Ribbit.
Ah. Man, I'm telling you, you must have done and seen so many things come and go in this town.
Well, you've been here longer.
Yeah,
you outlasted me by 5 years.
Well, I know that you're.
How do you make that move at 20 years old, though?
With family out here? I couldn't have done it with family. There was no couch to crash on while I was doing an internship out here.
Where were you interning?
It was a studio. by the name of Spumco. They were responsible for.
Funko.
Yeah, they were responsible for
porn?
Yeah, might as well have been. They were the ones that produced the original Ren and Stimpy show.
Oh, I loved Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah, that was an old '90s Nickelodeon classic. But from there, I moved to another studio called 6 Point Harness, and then that's where I was like gaining traction with like. Again, in animation, it's like working in the trenches. You never know who you're gonna meet. Oh, this is Ribbit. That was the one.
That's the one. I'm not even on the fucking poster. Wow. Oh, there I am in the bottom on the left. That's me.
There you go.
Little brown bat.
That's awesome. But yeah, it's like you just kind of like work away and you throw all the darts at the board, and whichever one sticks, you just hopefully branch off to the next thing. So
When I did Jungle Book, I was Rocky the Rhino, and Favreau, I'm like, we started shooting. He goes, okay, you're going to tell him, watch it, kid. And I was like, hey, watch it, kid. He goes, no, don't do that. more calm. I was like, watch it, kid.
yeah,
He goes, yeah, that's it. I go, okay, fine. And then I did the Peacock
in the film,
in the film, the new one, the one that came out 5 years ago.
I gotta watch it back now.
It's only at the beginning. I'm the peacock fighting the porcupine over a branch
Okay.
from the truce, the water truce, and Gary Shandling was the porcupine.
Oh,
so when we
R.I.P.
shot it, we were actually standing together. And
Were you
each-
guys like on set doing
Yeah,
this?
we were at Sony doing it in the
Really?
giant theater room there,
Holy
and they had it on the
crap.
screen, and we each had a chopstick in our mouth, and we were pretending we were fighting over the stick.
with Gary Shandling.
Oh, he was so cool.
God damn, dude, that's insane.
Who's your idol? I guess Mel.
Definitely Mel for sure. Living legend, I would have to say Billy West. He was, you might know him as the Red M&M, but he was like almost every voice on Futurama.
Oh, really?
He was Fry, Farnsworth, Zoidberg.
Zoidberg.
I'd say that he was like the modern Mel Blanc, is the modern Mel Blanc. And, not just for the ability to imitate Mel Blanc's characters, but the very reason that he creates classic voices. Like the voices that, or cracks down impressions that you never think would be possible. For Stimpy, he was the voice of Stimpy. He was doing a Larry
he was
Fine.
the one that went, Ren, you idiot.
He was the other one. He was the cat with the fat nose.
Oh.
He was also Ren too. He did voice Ren.
I'm a cat with a fat nose.
What? We got to get you back in children's animation. But the voice he did for Stimpy was an impression of Larry Fine from the Three Stooges.
It was like, hey, Mo, I peed on my shoe. Yeah, we got to get those guys.
It was like that kind of voice.
Yes.
And he was on the Stern Show for a number of years. He was, I guess.
Do you know Craig Gass?
I don't.
Do you know who he is?
No.
He's a stand-up. He does impressions, and
Yeah.
Do you know that Billy West was Bugs Bunny in the previous?
He was in the original Space Jam.
yes,
Because Ivan Reitman was on. Was he not producing private parts for Stern? I think that's how they kind of met. And then he said, "Hey, why don't you audition for this basketball cartoon movie?" And
with Michael Jordan.
Yeah. So we're going back to that other conversation we had earlier. It was Jeff Bergman was the first guy, then Greg Burson, then Billy West, Joe Alasky. I think Noel Blanc had a try at doing Bugs, and then
Who?
His son,
Noel?
Noel Blanc.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
there's Billy, but yeah, and then me. So hopefully I can continue that.
Wait, who's that one on the top right?
Top right is Doug.
Doug from.
I think he had a Nickelodeon show, then it moved to Disney. And it was,
Basically kind of like that voice that he does,
for Fry, it was kind of similar to that.
And there's a guy named Reno. Do you know Reno?
Reno Romero?
Yeah, the Italian guy from Toronto.
Yeah, I've
He
met
does
him before.
Batman.
Yes, yeah,
Dark
yeah,
Knight,
yeah.
I think it is, or the cartoon.
I think it was the Batman at the
The
time.
Batman. He was the Batman.
But yeah, like another Canadian.